should all drop out of school and see what happens. At 17, I did exactly that. What happened was, I met a friend of mine named Jake. Now, imagine Jake being a big, stocky guy, Harry Styles quiffed hair, chipmunk cheeks, and square glasses, right? Now, me and Jake, in our chemistry classes, we'd always mess around with the first people to say hi to each other. And then one day, he said to me, "Wash, do you think I can rap?" And from there, it began. Every single lesson, I'd get in and he would say to me, "So what do you have next? What's new?" And from there, we just kept on writing. We learned how to bend and form the English language. It was just so exciting. And from then, we went to meet more and more people. We'd hang around outside, so we'd walk out of college, right? And there's a train station, and we'd just meet people with speakers, and they'll be rapping, they'll be making music, and you'll be thinking, okay, what's going on? And they were just teaching us, they started to teach us new ways to ride beats, to form new words, like, I had a great one, but I forgot it. It doesn't really matter. Just new ways to form and write lyrics and beats, and it was exciting. Now, I want you to imagine what it's like right now in your groups, in your cliques, of what it's like to come up with a crazy idea, or what it's like to come up with a prank, or what it's like to come up with an amazing idea where you guys are just like, whoa, this is really fun, this is amazing. Or when you find your favorite song, your new favorite song. For me, it's H, Taste, right? Or when you go shopping and those brand new pair of shoes you want are cheaper than you expected. And then another one would be when you take a test and you think you're going to fail, but actually turns out you got a pretty decent grade. That's the feeling that was being cultivated within me. Through connecting, through dancing, through playing, through learning a new art form. Now, through that, I started to notice patterns. First pattern I noticed was that when I'm around people, we're having a really great time. We're doing something that no one is actually used to doing, which is bending and forming the English language. And that got me thinking, what can we do with this? There's, at college, similar to sixth form, similar to high school, should I say, like you guys here, you have sixth form and you also have your primary school. There's loads of people ranging from different ages. So at the time I was 17, and then there were people all the way up to 22, 23. And then it clicked. Let's create a music group. Now from there, Apex was born. And with Apex, we created a grand vision. And our vision was to empower other people through our lessons of grit, through our lessons of love, through our lessons of personal development, overcoming whatever struggles we had there. And you thinking, what, you're only 17, what struggles do you have? Like, being in high school was difficult, guys. Like, figuring out your place of who is supposed to be your friend. Am I actually supposed to do that action? Should I really make that prank? You know? And that cycle just gets better and better and better and better and better and better and more fun. However, the question was for me at least, what is that cost? What's it costing me? And for me, it started off with skipping, for me it started off with missing out on homework. Then it went to missing out, skipping a lesson. And then it went to skipping out weeks of lessons. And then from skipping lessons, it then went to staying out after school late. Started off at 6 p.m. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from there, it led me to dropping out of school. Now, I'm going to pause that there. But I just want you guys to think of what it would be like to do something, whether it be creatively slash artistically or academically that gives something that serves other people, what would that be like for you? Now, with Apex, like, we started exploding. We started going around out of town. I'm from Essex, so you can imagine, partying, girls, loads of makeup, weaves, all that jazz, right? And we're just going around, partying, gigs, we're getting paid as well. And then Grime Daily, if any of you are aware of them, they hit us up, sent me an email, and I was like, oh my God, we're going somewhere big. Something crazy is happening right now. And then we went to Scala, went to London, we're getting paid £100, £150 a gig. Every 2-3 weeks, someone's saying, hey, Apex, do you guys want to do something? Now, what would that be like for you? Go on, someone scream out, like getting paid £200 just for a gig? No. Yeah? You should all drop out of school and see what happens. Now, I already told you the effects of what it's like to put your all into something, and the side effects, which is dropping out of school, which is missing out on homework, which is staying after school late. By this time, I had moved out of my house. It wasn't going well at home with my mum. It wasn't going well with actually my friends as well. I didn't enjoy being with them anymore. And then it came to me that I was living a life of complete and utter avoidance. Now, that came to me, avoidance, inconsistency. I was being avoidant, I was being inconsistent. I was hiding. Hiding from what? Hiding from myself, because I felt that by doing such a thing, I was being great, I was doing amazing, but I damaged my relationships at home. I damaged my relationships with my friends. So where would that lead me? A downward spiral. Where was I going? I don't know. One day I received a phone call from my older brother asking me where I was, and I told him where I was, obviously, and literally that evening he came over. Conversation went something like, Wash, what are you doing? Like, you have a warm house, heating, food, and clothes. Like, we care about you at home, but you're out here living this no-life life. Just come home. I said nothing. Wash, what are you doing? You're wasting your life. You're living at friends, you're drinking, you're partying, you don't even have GCSEs. What happens if this doesn't work out for you? I still said nothing. He went on for another half an hour, and then he just left. He just left me there. Little did I know, the next day he came over and he posted a letter into my friend's mailbox asking his mum to contact my mum, which he did. The very next day, my friend's mum asked me to leave their house. Now, I want you to put yourself in my shoes and imagine that you've invested everything you have into your friends, into your friends. That's it. Into a new life of bending and forming the English language. And I was stuck. It cultivated worry, stress, anguish, pain, confusion. What do I do now? Where am I going to go? My mum was so right. My teacher was so right. I'm wasting my life. So what I did do was I called my mum, obviously to see if I would be allowed back home, and she said yes. Luckily, right? And from there, really, I thought everything was going to be great. I thought I was going to be able to take advantage of that situation. My mum's let me come back home. I'm a big man washing now. I can do what I like. I'm home. She's happy. Is that time?
No, it's my laptop.
I'm home, she's happy, she knows where I'm sleeping, I've got good food, everything's great. Everything's great for her. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can go back, start hanging out with Apex, I'm back at home, it's okay, I've got food over my bed, everything's just going great. However, when I got to Apex, it was like, nothing was the same. How can I trust any of my friends? This is a repeating pattern. Who am I going to trust? How am I going to be able to do all of these things? How can I give myself to other people who won't be able to help me develop and grow? I come back home and I'm feeling as if I'm betraying my friends because I'm not giving my friends everything that I could possibly give them. And it just becomes that cycle. I'm here. I don't want to be here. I'm at home. Oh my goodness, I should have just been my best for them. And to make things worse, I stopped partaking in all the actions that they were taking action in, aka drugs, right? So I would go there, thinking that I'm all great. I'm not doing what they're doing. Oh yeah, that's absolutely amazing. It's okay, I'm not being like them. But what I didn't realize is, because I was still hanging around them, because I was still doing the exact same things as them, I still had the same systems, I still had the belief systems of them. Their same hindering beliefs was the same path I was following, the same yellow brick road that I was going in. And then that set me in a pattern of, imagine your mind being so strong that you're always against yourself. And when you're always against yourself, it's like you don't know who's right, you don't know who's wrong. If you don't know who's right and you don't know who's wrong, you don't know what's going on in your whole entire world. And that led me to, my hindering belief systems were so strong, that even when I saw a beer can or a cigarette butt on the floor, that felt like that's where the direction of my life was. That's where I felt the direction of my life was headed to. Because that was the only certainty I had, the physical. What I could see, feel, touch when I was there, that's my world. Alcohol, cigarette. When I'm at home, walking home, cigarette butt, alcohol. That is my reality. That's where I was going. That's how powerful it was for me. That's how horrible and stuck I was. That was my reality. My brain was telling me, you're going to be a failure. You're going to suck. You're not doing anything right. And then what I had to do is just stop. Get away from them and then go home. But it was even worse when I was at home, because now I didn't trust the people at home, because I felt as if I was what? Betraying my friends. And it was just one big crazy cycle. Now, luckily I had people at home that cared for me. I had my mum that was sitting there listening to me, just waiting for me to come back to her, waiting for me to communicate with her. Wash, are you okay? No, leave me alone. My older brother, Wash, are you okay? Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. I don't trust you. Just pause. Now I want all of you to really think. It wasn't anyone else. It was just me. It was a story I was creating for myself, that I was betraying my friends and that I can't trust my family. That's all that's happening there. Me telling myself something over and over and over again, that it became my reality. And then it made me stuck. That whole entire process led me to start feeling anxiety, paranoia, and even a mild form of psychosis. But aren't we glad it doesn't end there? Now, the only reason that I'm standing in front of you right now is because throughout that whole entire process, I was able to identify the things that allow me to thrive in my life right now. The things that allow me to be a second-year law student, by the way, at university, a property investor, co-founder, and everything else, right? And those 5 things are grand vision. Now with Apex, my grand vision was to empower other people, and hopefully I'm being able to cause that for you guys right now. So I want you to think for yourself, right? What is your grand vision? Same as what Ian was saying, what is your purpose? Who do you want to serve the most? For me, I want to serve For you, it could be serving people in third world countries. For you, it could be serving people here who live in conditions that are in third world countries. For you, it could be serving your parents. It could be serving your cousins. It could be serving your dogs. You know, it's like, what do you care about the most, and how can you give that to them? Number 2 is eliminating your hindering beliefs. My hindering beliefs led me to a place where I was stuck. I was confused, and the whole entire world was against me, not realizing that I was my own problem, and I was going to my friends to make myself feel great. I was going to my friends to give me power to feed my ego. However, to dive deep and really discover what I like, what I don't like, and what's actually going on within me, number 1 is a really scary thing to do, but that's really, really, really how you allow yourself to step out and be free. But eliminating hindering beliefs is just identifying, what do I like? Is it, I'm not able to say no, I'm not able to say yes. And then number 3 is fearlessness. Actually being able to take action in what you discovered as your hindering belief is actually being able to say, hey guys, or let's use Tony, right? Hey Tony, listen bro, I don't actually like how you speak on cats, bro. Like, you should just, like, I would appreciate it if you didn't speak to cats like that. Or just discovering a way to actually say, to stop that conversation with another person. Or, I'm going to stop there. Number 3, your anchoring system. Now, you guys are lucky you're at school. So your school is the first place that is your first anchoring system, is your first system of support. To be able to speak to someone is the most important thing. To be able to have a conversation of, this is what's happening in my world. This is who I want to become. I need your help in that. This is how I'm feeling insecure. I need your help in that. Your school is the first place. Your next best place is your friends. And if it's not your friends, it's family as well. And you guys need to really, really figure out who that is for you and make that happen, because the people around you are the people that are going to be able to carry you forward. On to the next one. And then the 5th one is harmony. Now, harmony is painting, walking, riding a bike, listening to music, whatever that is for you, to incorporate into your daily life, to not necessarily stress relief, but to give you a gateway and access to step outside of yourself, whether it be to release negative or to get out positive emotion. Now, for me, it still is music. I now call music my mistress because it's something I go to when I need it. So I'm going to close it off with this, which I believe all of us are, and it's called One of Us. When I say one of us, I don't mean above anyone else. I just mean brave enough to be yourself, searching and discovering, not scared to dwell in your mistakes, your mental caged hell. So I breathe and exhale. I try and I fail. And I break anything that wants to hold me in jail. I read that book and I listen to that tale, and I figured out the only thing holding me back is myself. So I'll ask you, would you like to be one of us, searching for the light in the dark? So I'll ask you, would you like to be one of us, balancing the light in the dark? Thank you.